I'm sorry. I was trying to call Mr. Milton in his office. I am not aware, and I will check this. If you're on your property and you are wanting to have your camcorder on, or take pictures of us, I did not know that was not allowed. I'm thinking that you would be allowed to do that. I think what the issue is that the reason the police came is, remember a while back when you had called in and said that you had lights flickering, and when our crew showed up, you said that you did not think they were our crew, and so you wouldn't answer the door. So I think, and this is just, I haven't.
No,
been
I
in
don't.
on
I
these
don't
meetings,
remember
but
that.
what I'm thinking is that maybe the reason they had the police with them this time was so that you would know they were truly with LG&E.
No, that couldn't be the reason, because all I have to do is ask for LG&E ID. And I have asked for LG&E ID from your people, and on more than 2 occasions, and they are posted online. Your people have not had ID on more than 2 occasions.
Okay.
And that's your policy.
Right. Yes, anyone that is an employee with LG&E, they should have a badge, and they should be able to show you their ID.
And this last time...
I was just thinking maybe that was it.
No, I didn't say that I didn't think that your people with LG&E, that they weren't with LG&E. If they don't show ID, then they're not with LG&E as far as I'm concerned, or they're not, they're supposed to have ID. My problem was the police and LG&E showed up at my house. I can't remember the specific date. I had called about 10 o'clock in the morning or so, I forgot what time it was, but I called regarding flickering lights and so forth. I forgot what it was, but I also stated I did not want anybody to come to my house, but please give me the damage department. CDs were damaged, I think, or something. And I said, I need your damage department. So she gave me the damage department, and that's all I called about. And then if I called them that early in the morning, they didn't show up till, 7 or something, or whatever time it was they showed up. I don't have it in front of me right now. But when they showed up, they show up with the police. There was no disturbance at my home. There was no disturbance on the phone when I called them or anything like that. So they had no reason to bring the police to my home. And I have a problem with that. So I'm just trying to find out why the police were brought to my home, because that's not standard procedure. There was nobody doing it. We don't have fights in my home. None of that goes on. We don't do drugs at my home. None of that stuff goes on in my home. So why did they bring the police to my home? I find that suspicious.
Okay. All right. Well,
and then him telling me that I can't film. Well, Miss Marshall, you shouldn't be filming our people anyway. And I can't think of his exact words. But for him to make that kind of comment, and people have surveillance on their properties anyway.
I will tell you, there has been some concern regarding the videotaping. And let me explain a little bit on why. It's that, as you can imagine, if, you pay your bill on your account, you don't have to worry. You always make sure your bills are paid. Unfortunately, there are customers that do not pay their bill, and so when we have to send someone out in the field to disconnect their service, you can imagine that individual, it's not something like we want to advertise. It's like that gentleman is coming out to disconnect the service. So when someone appears at your home, if you're videotaping them and then you decide to, put that on YouTube, or you decide to put that somewhere, then it's a security for them, because it's like, well, wait a minute, now people know, or people see me at their home, and they're going to think that I'm trying to, disconnect them or whatever. So it's like it was causing some of the employees that were being videotaped to feel like their privacy was being invaded, because all they were trying to do was to do the job we asked them to do, and to make sure that everything in your home is safe and everything is working the way that it should.
Well, as many
So,
problems
and that's
as...
just a natural reaction for a lot of people. There are people all the time that are on social media, but there's thousands upon thousands that are not for that very reason.
The reason
They're
I
just
put
very
them on
private.
YouTube is because they're supposed to have ID. And then I've had LG&E people at my house putting recorders on my house when I told them to take off a smart meter. As a matter of fact, this led to a very horrible situation for me. When I went to the police station to report LG&E was on my property, putting a smart meter on my property with no ID. They didn't have any ID that day. You know, there's been numerous times they've come out with no ID, and your policy, which Mr. Melton sent me a copy of, says they're supposed to have ID when they come out. So that's one reason why I videotape them. If they don't have ID, then they're not coming on my property. Simple as that. You know, and there's been at least more than two that I have videotaped and put online. And I'm going to keep putting them online if they come on here with no ID, come over here with no ID, because they've done illegal things on my property. You know, the matter of fact, since you all came and put the risers in, I've had a humming noise in my house, coming through my computer, I've had a humming noise in my house. I've had a humming noise coming through my fans at different times. Different things like that have gone on in my home. And he saw the video with that humming in my house, and he saw the video. The video also has like a light flashes coming through my window that are knocking me out. 9 different flashes on the first video. I've got a second half, but I haven't posted it. But these flashes are coming through my window. There's no storm outside, no lightning. And then this hum noise is in my house. And then it's like a beeping noise coming through my TV that's interacting with the humming and the flashing coming through my windows, and I'm getting knocked out. Now, that may sound a little bizarre, but the video doesn't lie. The video's on YouTube and it's on my website. And I know when I talked to you, you said you didn't see it or you couldn't see it or something, but everybody else can see it. So why you can't see it, I don't have a clue. Because all you have to do is look at the video and just click on the YouTube thing where on the meter, you know, for those different numbers. You don't even have to look at the whole video. You just click the numbers, it goes right to the spot and the flashes are coming through the window. Now, I couldn't make that up because you can see me sitting there getting knocked out. So that's an assault. So I have reason to be concerned. And all the problems I've had in my house, I've had numerous electrical appliances destroyed. You know that. Numerous.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to tell you, Mr. Melton walked in, and I asked him if, you know, I said, you know, why did we take the police, and you know, why is it that she can't video? And he said that it's not that you can't video, it's just that we prefer that you not, but obviously we have no control over that.
Okay,
and
well...
He said, and as for the police, why they were there, is he said what I stated before, is that they know that in the past you have thought that the individuals that came were not LG&E. And
then, wait a minute, they didn't have ID. They did not have ID.
I know, but it was just a security for you so that you knew these were LG&E people.
It's not a security for me because I don't trust the police. I have problems with the police. You know, I've received 27 email death threats and so forth from the police, which are posted on my website and some of them on YouTube. You know, I've received telephone calls from the police, and you can tell the police I said so. So I have a problem with the police. So for them to bring the police to my home is not a help for me. I was stomped by the police. I ended up in the hospital, you know, with problems with my heart, compressed vertebrae, and all that kind of stuff. And all that's posted on YouTube. And that was when I called them because one of your people came to my house, put a recorder on my house while I was gone. And they told me it was a recorder. And I told them to remove the smart meter, and they came and put a recorder. So some of these LG&E people are interacting with the police, and you can tell both of them. I said, so I don't care. Because I don't know who I have to go through, United Nations or who, but something's going to be done about what's been going on over here. But I have a right to videotape anybody that comes to my home, but that's not what Tim Melton said to me. Don't be videotaping our people. I know exactly what he said.
Okay.
So he's supposed to be sending me a letter from his legal department. I'm waiting on that letter.
They are saying that they're not going to send a letter.
Well, I guess not, because he must have lied.
Okay.
He must have said something to me he had a right, didn't have a right to.
Okay.
So they won't be sending a letter. Well, I still want to know in writing why they bought the police, because that's a lie too.
Okay, well, they're saying they're not putting that in a letter either.
They're not putting in a letter why they brought the police to my home.
No.
And your reason again is because, what was
They
it?
wanted you to know that the individuals that were arriving were truly LG&E people.
And I'm supposed to believe that? That makes no sense to me.
Okay.
You know, I'm not that gullible. So they may not send me a letter, but I'm gonna get some letters out. So just
Okay.
let Mr. Melton know that, or he's standing there, I'm letting him know that, and his legal department.
Okay, I will let him know, I
Thank you.
promise.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.